Let's have a look at Clance's scorecard through 6.
I have the fight dead even at the moment, Tim. I gave Holyfield a 2-point round in that 5th round because I thought he had Bowe in serious trouble.
Holyfield landed 76% of his shots in round number 6, 28 out of 37. And Bowe, although he threw 38 times according to Punchstat, he landed only 13.
Bowe is coming out now doing what he should be doing, snapping a good left hand as he just did then when I mentioned it. Looks like Eddie Futch has got his attention again.
You saw them working on that cut, particularly the one that's dripping blood down the bridge of his nose. Good right hand by Holyfield. That brings Bowe firing back.
Again, there was a case where he nailed Bowe with a good right hand, but Bowe was able to keep his balance and punch right back. Tough getting it, moving that big man. And now Bowe is really dominating this round. It's early in the round, but with a good stiff left jab.
Appears to be a little swelling under the left eye of Riddick Bowe. Nothing serious right now, but they've been using the end swell right from the 1st round. Probably as a preventive measure. And whoa, somebody just... There's been a parachutist, a skydiver, has just landed here at ringside. Tried to come into the ring. He hit the ring ropes, and there is chaos here at Caesar's Palace in the outdoor stadium. And time has been called as some maniac has attempted to parachute here. A skydiver or a parachutist tried to land in the ring. We are in the 7th round of this fight. He landed on the ring apron, crashed into the ropes, and now security is all over him along with the people at ringside. We can't see if anybody was injured by that, but that guy is lucky that he didn't kill himself or somebody else.
Could have killed a lot of people with all these electric lights around, Tim, all this electricity.
You see the parachute itself is hung up on the ringside lights, and then he swung into the ring right near the Riddick Bowe corner. A bizarre occurrence.
Please stay in your seat. We'll get this taken care of.
We've seen everything, I thought, in boxing, but this is a first. And apparently the pilots in the blimp and our cameramen up there saw this character circling around the area, but they thought he had disappeared. And of course the police and security are there with this attempt to take over the spotlight, we assume is what he was attempting to do, and he has accomplished that, but it could have been at a very high human cost.
Well, Tim,
well, Riddick Bowe and Wise work there. They've got some warm blankets for him, covering him up. Holyfield has a towel wrapped around him in his corner.
Well, Tim, neither guy had an advantage because they both did it at the same time.
So they're both on the stools, and clearly this is a first in boxing history, and not a distinguished first. We're going to show you watch the left side of your screen where the Bowe corner's in the foreground. See the photographer's looking, and he landed on the top ring with his parachute hung up on the overhead canopy and the lights. And then he falls back into the spectators at ringside. That is a press area, of course. Still photographers and reporters in that immediate area around ringside. And security was very quick to get over there and grab a hold of this guy. But my God, what a disaster this could have been. There's a high shot of the parachute hung up on the lights. They're now pulling that down. One of the most bizarre circumstances in any sports history. I've been in this game a long time, Gil, more than 30 years now. I don't remember anything quite like this at any sports event.
Well, Tim, I have never seen anything like this in my life either. But getting back to a fight for a moment, Emmanuel Stewart just complained to Mills Lane that they're working on the cuts in Riddick Bowe's corner while all this is going on, which I think certainly gives Riddick Bowe an advantage in this situation. And Emmanuel Stewart was sharp enough to pick it up right away.
Well, I don't know that there's a rule in the book that allows for this kind of a delay that would cover that. I think it's a good point by Emmanuel Stewart, but I sure don't blame the Bowe people for using the advantage, and I don't know how you would stop them from doing so.
Tim, it's in the book under P, parachutes.
You had me thinking there for a minute, Gil. We're going to go start searching through as you were jabbing me in the ribs. But nonetheless, there is no rule to cover this circumstance. Good try by Emmanuel and good work by Eddie Futch and company to go to work on Riddick Bowe. The crowd, of course, of nearly 16,000 on its feet, watching, trying to get a glimpse of this character. And I'm loath to describe him as anything else. Whether he was hired to do it or whatever, I'm sure will be in the newspaper stories tomorrow. But nonetheless, what a ridiculously dangerous thing for anybody to attempt to do, risking the lives, literally, of dozens, hundreds, who knows. Had he landed on the canopy itself, I mean, it's impossible to contemplate what this could have been.
Would have been a complete disaster. This is disaster enough for Tim right now.
For somebody to do this at night, they're flying at nighttime, making this attempt in the dark. I mean, just going through the possibilities. Now we're told that this picture is about 20 minutes ago. Our camera in the Family Channel blimp saw this guy, and we're trying to alert everybody here as best they could from the blimp that this man was attempting to do this. That is like a hang glider type of parachute, it would appear. It's hard to see in the dark, and they blimp shot. This is sensational that they were able to capture this. He is flying around the area over the Caesars Palace grounds and headed toward, there you can see that's a good view, as he was headed toward the stadium, the outdoor stadium here at Caesars Palace. Well, we will attempt to have somebody get word from the police and security people if this lout has any comment to make about this bizarre, dangerous attempt. We'll try and find out what we can before the end of this fight. We're unable to leave our own ringside position to get on this case, but we will try to pass on some information. We realize it's completely disturbing the flow of this championship heavyweight bout, and we want to focus on the athletes, but you cannot ignore an incident like this. Riddick Bowe appears to be calmly waiting. I'm sure both of these boxers can say to themselves, it's unlikely that anything more bizarre will occur in this bout. But, Gil, what about the length of time now and this delay affecting these two fighters?
Well, the difference, Tim, is that Riddick Bowe is sitting down and relaxing very calmly, and Evander Holyfield is still standing up.
Well, he was seated. He's obviously chosen to stand up. Well, perhaps he wants to not get stiff.
That could be too, Tim, but again, it's a long rest period for Riddick Bowe, and he looked to me like he was starting to run down in that round, in the fifth round, but now he's going to be back fully charged again, as will Evander Holyfield.
This incident occurred in round number 7.
The idiot that caused this fight, you dealt with, I promise you. The fighters are wrapped and staying warm. We shall resume the bout. We need a very wide area in this.
Now there you can see that is Judy Bowe, who was seated near her husband's corner, and of course the familiar Reverend Jesse Jackson comforting her. We don't know. She is expecting a child, and we are now told that she had fainted following this incident, and so we've had one hopefully just minor casualty so far, and we're not aware of any others so far, but the activity continues here behind us. It looks like somebody was injured over in that corner. Our view is not good. We're in the opposite corner from here. And so at least one person has been injured and is being attended to near ringside. And they are bringing a stretcher in behind us. That's immediately behind our ringside position. So at least one person needs medical attention. And you saw Judy Bowe being escorted away from the area by the Reverend Jesse Jackson. So we're going to have some considerable delay here in this absolutely bizarre circumstance. Well, there as well, it's the man himself who made this attempt, who apparently is going to receive the medical attention and the stretcher. When you saw him land, he hit the top strand of the ropes. It did not appear that he had hit anything prior to that, but of course we weren't watching his descent. He just suddenly appeared there at ringside. So whether he hit something above that when his parachute hung up, it's hard for us to be sure, but he clearly has injured himself. And we are naturally sympathetic with his plight, but just absolutely wild at this ridiculous attempt that could have injured others. For what purposes, we don't know, other than just to say he did it. It's ridiculous to speculate. When he hit the ropes, it did not appear that that he had really injured himself as my glance was taken over there. But what happened after that, we were unable to see.
Well, it looked to me, Tim, as if some of the spectators started to throw punches at him as he fell down onto the ground.
Did you see that?
Oh yes, I certainly did.
Yeah.
It looked like they were really doing a job on him.
Well, he landed on the ring apron. That is an area that is occupied by still photographers. He was very near the Bowe corner, so there would be some boxing people in that corner, the handlers of Riddick Bowe. And then immediately behind him, I believe that is a press row behind the first row of photographers. I believe that is also press seating in the few rows that are immediately behind the photographer area, which is right along the ring side itself. Well, we're going to show you once again the landing here. You see the fighters see it. Now he's hung up on the ropes here. He's landed literally on the top strand. Obviously he was trying to land in the ring. He's hung up. Now he's being pulled down. And this is where, all right, now we're seeing that it would appear that the injuries came from this reaction by the people there. In fact, we see one man swinging a radio. And you can see the parachutist now, the skydiver, slumped down from apparently a blow. We won't, again, speculate further on exactly how the injuries occurred, just what you can see on the screen. Now, as we have this ongoing delay, let's go to our host, James Brown.
All right, Timmy, thank you very much. And I'm standing here with Mark Ratner, who is the executive director of the Nevada Athletic Commission. And Mark, I've got to ask you this question. In all of your years, have you ever seen an occurrence like this?
Never. It's the furthest thing we would ever expect. Out of the sky, crazy man comes down.
Given the circumstances, what will be the procedure from here?
As soon as we get the injured person, whoever it is down there, out of there, the ambulance takes them out, or the paramedics, we're going to start the fight. There's a minute 10 gone in the 7th round. We'll start right from there. There'll be a minute 50 left.
So there will be no additional delay. You will pick right back up and get the action going.
Absolutely.
Now, we heard our announcers, Tim Ryan, Gil Clancy, mention that the people in Bowe's corner were trying to work and do some repair to the eye there. Is there any prohibition for that at all?
When I went over there, they stopped it. You cannot do anything. This is an official timeout. They should not be working on the eye, and if they did, we stopped them.
Okay. Well, indeed, stranger things have happened, but none stranger than this. Let's go back to Tim and Gil.
Thank you.
I took advantage of the opportunity to work on the cuts, and as Gil astutely pointed out, immediately Emmanuel Stewart in the Holyfield corner filed an objection and got them to stop.
We're almost there. If you'll find your seats, make sure you stay in them.
Well, now the ring announcer, Michael Buffer, trying to get the spectators back and calm down, is promising them that the action is going to continue.
Here at Season Palace, we shall resume. We shall resume in just a few minutes. ladies and gentlemen, find your seats. Try not to press forward. I know folks down here want to be seated again. And we'll have that underway in just a few moments.
Riddick Bowe appears calm in his corner. We did see his wife Judy being escorted out. She appeared to be fine. We don't know that she was hurt in any way, although we were told that she did faint, probably from the shock of it. She was sitting apparently somewhere close, as you would expect. She would be seated near the Bowe corner, and the shock of that lunatic coming in obviously was upsetting to her and everybody else. But as far as we know, she's fine. And it is pointless to speculate from our somewhat trapped position here at ringside on how the injuries occurred to the skydiver. We will try to get some more details as the evening progresses and pass them on to you. The fight will resume, we are assured. A minute 10 gone in the 7th round was the report from Mark Ratner of the Nevada Commission.
And Tim, you know, when the lunatic landed on the ropes, Bowe's back was to him, but Holyfield saw him, and Holyfield put his chin way up in the air. It would have been even a more bizarre situation if he got hit on the chin and got knocked out.
Folks, take your time, find your seats. The seats are now back up in this area. We'll be underway in just a few moments. We appreciate that, Harrison. Give a round of applause for this man who climbed up there to help us out.
Fellow fighters are being remarkably calm here, waiting for things to continue. Holyfield just pacing slowly around the ring. Bowe standing in his corner, taking some water now.
Go back to your seats.
And from what we can see, again, please appreciate that we're married to our microphone lines here at ringside, and we are down the ring from where the incident occurred. From what we can see, there were no injuries to anyone other than the skydiver himself. They may have been inflicted by spectators. We don't want to confirm that. You saw the same pictures we did from our television monitor, and it appeared that that what injuries he may have suffered came from spectators who were enraged at his attempt to land in the ring here. And he very nearly accomplished his task. I mean, he was about 6 inches away from landing in the ring. He hit the top strand of the ropes. But the possibilities of a real disaster are endless when you consider there is a canopy over this ring. There are all kinds of high electric wires. There are lights. There's a great weight that could have come down had he hit that. There are, of course, hundreds of people assembled at ringside in addition to the thousands away from the ring area. Nearly 16,000 in attendance here. So we are all very fortunate, all of us here and those looking in, that we did not witness a real serious disaster here in this heavyweight championship fight at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas.
We'll be underway in just a minute, ladies and gentlemen. You've cooperated very nicely.
The still photographers in that area on the far side of the ring near the Bowe corner have all reassembled in their boxing positions. They had to scramble as the guy landed literally in their laps after he fell back off the ropes.
Folks, if you'll find your seats right here, we'll be underway in just a few minutes, please.
For them, I guess, it was the ultimate photo opportunity.
Go to where you were, be seated, and everyone will be very grateful. We'll be underway in just a moment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, nobody was seriously injured except for the whatever he was that came in here.
Well, Michael Buffer is now telling the crowd, the ring announcer, that there were no serious injuries except an injury to the skydiver himself. Let's go to James Brown again. James?
All right, Timmy, thank you very much. And I'm standing by with Rock Newman, the manager of Riddick Bowe. Rock, first of all, we did hear that Judy did pass out, Riddick's wife. What's the situation with her?
Judy is pregnant, and she was overcome with emotions. This is the strangest thing I've ever seen in my life. some kind of way or the other. It seems like when we're involved in a boxing match, you can expect the unexpected.
Well, now the obvious question is, your fighter's in the ring. He's going to continue. Is he aware that anything happened to Judy?
No, he's not. He's not aware that anything happened. I'm just really disappointed because he had taken the first part of the fight. Holyfield had come back, and Riddick, just his momentum was just coming back right when all of this happened. So I'm very disappointed that this happened.
Knowing your fighter like you do, what do you think it's going to have? What kind of effect on his mindset?
Well, this is a strange set of circumstances I don't think anyone has ever had to deal with before. I'm just hoping that he's able to get back in and focus. I got to run, James.
All right, back to Tim and Gil.
All right, well, we are back to boxing here in the 7th round. 110 was gone when the skydiver arrived. And again, just to reiterate that Riddick Bowe, who had suffered 2 cuts in the previous round, had them attended to during the timeout. And we'll see if that has been an aid to him or whether Holyfield will be able to reopen them, because it certainly was appearing to be a factor in the fight.
And again, Eddie Futch had Riddick Bowe reestablish himself behind a good left jab. Nice combination by Holyfield.
Yes, and it backed up Bowe again. So something that he was unable to do in the first fight, he's been able to do a couple of times here tonight, and that is back up Riddick Bowe.
That's right. In the last fight, if Holyfield landed the combination, that right hand of Bowe's would come whistling right back. There it is there.
Yep, a good counter from Bowe on that one. We got a lot of bounce in the legs of Holyfield now. He just looks more confident. Holyfield bullying Bowe back into the ropes. We're into the final 30 seconds of round 7. A good left from Holyfield.
And a good right before that, Tim. 2 good solid punches. But again, he throws the combination and he steps straight back, and that's when Bowe is effective.
Final seconds of round number 7. So we have finally completed round 7 after the long delay with this bizarre occurrence. Skydiver attempting to land in the ring. Now, this is on videotape a few minutes ago. This is Judy Bowe, and she is being taken away on the stretcher in an ambulance. As far as we know, she is all right. But remember, she is pregnant, expecting their 4th child, and the shock of what occurred at ringside, we are told that she did faint, but you saw her leaving under her own power initially, and then I think for precautionary reasons they have taken her away now in an ambulance, and so she will be well attended to.